Hello guys, welcome to the channel where Alice, in her party dress, thanks you kindly. And we're in Befallen, as you can see today. And it's brilliant. I know, I'm sure I've done a couple of videos in here before, but I'm starting off on the second level. This is where I normally start. Now, someone has come through here like a hurricane recently and killed all the mobs. It must have only just been recently because I've just got here myself. It can't be the cleric, they're only level 9. But this is the second floor, and normally there's a couple of mobs here, and there's normally one here, but they're dead. I just killed that plague rat, so yeah, they should be spawning again in a minute. But this is what I normally do, is kill these 3 mobs. In the door here there are some other mobs. I'm a bit concerned that that one's going to spawn, but we'll pull these out anyway. This is an even con. A couple of mummies, we should be okay here, no problems. Yeah, and I've just been doing a little rotation. By the time I kind of finish, it's time to go back to the beginning, and the mobs are about to spawn. And it's awesome. The XP in some of these dungeons is crazy. Yeah, as I said, as I'm sure you know, I'm one of those people who have kind of ignored dungeons pretty much for most of my Everquest life, and yeah, it's the danger plus the XP is pretty awesome. It makes for a much more immersive, kind of challenging experience. It's really good. Although saying that, it's all about challenging. I mean, it's funny with the fungi tunic situation. As you can see here, I'm fighting a couple of, I think, at least even cons. The other one might be yellow. I'm not quite sure. And it's kind of, I guess it's kind of pretty trivial, really. And honestly, I don't think. Oh no, I know that. I know that I would never have played if I joined. You know, if I joined the server, and I did a video, and someone watched a video and said, "Here's a fungi." I wouldn't have used it, you know, because I don't feel kind of so much of a dirty twink now because I've this guy's blue. Because I've leveled so many Shaman, you know, I just don't, and I've done my dues on the server. I've been here long enough, create enough content. But yeah, but I wouldn't have used it if I was starting out at the beginning. And it's mainly down to sort of game design, really. I mean, the game, for someone like me who was kind of worked in kind of game design from the aspect of testing things out to see. But like balance issues, that kind of thing, at one point I was doing. You kind of get a feel for that when you're playing a game. Oh, hello. Oh, poor little Nomi. Okay, I could get her out of the way because I'll be fighting something and she'll attack me, no doubt. Yeah, from that aspect, you're always, when you play games, you kind of overanalyze them in a way, I guess. But you can tell from an Everquest that everything was tested into the ground from a balance point of view. You know, if you fight an even con, if you fight an even con as someone who's not heavily twinked, it's pretty 50-50, I would say. Probably weighted in favour of the mob a lot, depending on your class. And you know, and the regen tunic is one of those things that kind of breaks the game almost. It breaks the design of the game, certainly in my opinion anyway. It's just on a low level character, it's just too good, and you can kind of see to a certain, I mean, I don't like the attitude that MMOs have nowadays where items have got level restrictions, but you can kind of see where maybe that came from. I mean, I think some of the original developers from Everquest kind of worked on World of Warcraft. And you can see why they might think to themselves that we're gonna level cap equipment, because this is an item that kind of does break the game almost. It breaks the very kind of delicate balance. You know, I'd never be able to do what I'm doing without it. It's interesting as well because I think most people would probably say that the best, if you're starting off, you know, and you're soloing, the easiest character to start off with would probably be a magician or a necromancer, maybe. Like the caster pet classes. But for the early levels, I think if I was a mage at this level, I probably wouldn't be able to come in here and do this. I'm not sure if my Earth pet would essentially stay alive enough, would would last long enough, because some of the mobs here that I've been pulling, as I said, like 2 even cons, an even and a yellow. I've even had 3 mobs sometimes. Yeah, it's interesting. So it's an item that almost skews the balance in favour of classes that hit things in the face. Yeah, the early game, but it's been interesting for me anyway, from someone who is quite interested in game mechanics and balance and that kind of thing, just to see that the effect it has on the game. Yeah, super interesting. But it's allowing me to essentially do what I like at the moment. It'll be interesting to see where that cut-off point is, where obviously I think it'll always have an effect, particularly for a shaman who regenerating health is quite important. But it's interesting where it cuts off from that point of view of being able to sit there and hit things in the face. Saying that though, I mean, like Mugwort, he's 54 and I was still hitting things in the face that were giving me experience. So I guess it would only make that easier. Yeah, but it's all interesting, all very interesting stuff. I need to start using Drowsy a bit more because my there we go. Yes, I need to raise up an alteration skill a bit more, I think, when I get walking sleep. It's very atmospheric in here as well, these dungeons. I love the design of I love the visual design, the walls and the doors and the floors and whatnot. And it kind of makes you sort of wonder I'm not sure. I guess maybe the developers did do it, but I also almost kind of wondered what it would be like to go back in time to when these zones when they weren't dungeons, where they were what they originally were, people living in them and stuff. I thought it'd be quite interesting. I imagine they've probably done a expansion, a time travelling expansion, I would imagine, but I don't know anything about it, so I can't really comment. But that's something else I'm thinking about as well. It'd be quite interesting. And this is part. I mean, it's amazing to get to a point where you played the game for so long, and I was just leveling characters in this rotation, doing the same thing over and over again. But this is kind of what I like about games in general. It's why I'm interested in. This pet must be blue. Holy smoke! It's why I'm interested in something like Destiny 2, for example. Although on the surface, if you look at my channel, you might not think it's the sort of game that I'd be interested in, but I'm kind of very much interested in it. It's because it's a game that a lot of people love it, a lot of people don't like it for various reasons. But to me, playing it, it's a game where numbers go up, which is what I enjoy. But also, there's a lot of mechanics involved in the way you build your character, the way you take on combat. I mean, I've been watching a chap recently who he plays a Titan, I think, which I didn't think the Titan particularly was an amazing class from a soloing point of view. But his level and light level and stuff are all sort of super duper. Come on now, I have to keep going under every time. There we go, just leveled. I have to keep going under every time, and it's quite frustrating. Thanks for that. What level are you? 15. Oh, I see. You probably want a group actually, but I'm going to be going shortly when I finish this video. I think you probably have to go your own way, I'm afraid. I've got some. I've got some Divinity Original Sin to catch up on. Where are we going? Let's go in here. Well, yeah. So that's why it's a kind of a game that I'm. Well, here we go. That I'm pretty interested in. I'm tossing up whether to give it a go. I'm not sure. As I said, I was watching someone play the other day, and they were soloing quite a lot of the content, a lot of the tough content. Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, it's a game that I like the looks of, and certainly considering giving it a go. I'm not sure if any of you guys have played it, or if you play it. I know it's quite a different game, I was always a fan of Borderlands, you see, so that's kind of why I... oh, that's interesting. So, I kind of feel like I've bitten off more than I can chew here. I don't think that... I don't think the heat blood is helping at all. That's nasty. Okay, this might be a close one. But that ranger will come in and think, there you go, you see? You should have joined up the group. I might just about make it here, as long as nothing else comes along to... the heat blood's gone. I think it was the heat blood that was causing me a lot of problems. Just really struggling to hit things, though. Ouch! Holy smoke. Okay. I should keep a record of how much damage I take. I think that'd be quite interesting. Because the tunic has kept me at about 20% roughly there, give or take, while that fight was going on. That was a tough fight though. That's the hardest fight I've had so far. I think because the acolyte was an even con, and that heat blood was a nasty. I'm not sure how much damage that does, but that heat blood was a nasty dot. I think we're just about going to make it. I don't think the disease cloud affects your item. Well, it definitely doesn't affect your item regen. Otherwise, I would have died. I think it just affects your innate regen. Let's sit down a bit. Okay, that was a tough fight. But we stuck in there. I could have gated there, but I thought, hang in there. We'll be okay. Yeah. So getting back on topic, Destiny 2. Thinking of giving it a go. It looks like the sort of thing I'd quite enjoy, and I think it's what I don't know what you guys are like with games, but for a new game I normally go kind of got heavy in for a couple of weeks, and then I kind of just take it a bit more casually after that. And this seems like a good game to do that on. Just hit it early, so you raise your, I guess, your power level. It used to be a light level as high as you can, and then just pot around, do things. The world seems quite nice as well. I quite like exploring, as you know. So yeah, that's what we're considering. A couple of people mentioned the Crystal Maze clip, which is indeed amazing. I watched it a couple of times now. It's just, I've always been a fan of the Crystal Maze. It was something that oh no, Bob! Oh, you noob! Oh well, I was going to log out anyway. That was stupid. I wanted to inner fire myself, and I gated because I was thinking about gating in that fight. That's frustrating. Anyway, well, I might as well end the video now. Anyway, yeah. But as I was saying about the clip, the thingy clip, I've always loved it. I've always loved Crystal Maze. Always wanted to go on it, and with Richard R. Wiley doing it, it's just awesome. All it needs now is a special guest appearance every now and again from like Noel Fielding, Joe Brand, maybe, and yeah, that'd be awesome. Anyway, guys, I've teleported out, which is just stupid because I've got to run back again at some point. Yeah, but anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.